Hey, what's up guys? I'm back with another video. This time it's actually going to be a build for Warframe. It's going to be for Mirage. Mirage is one of my honestly favorite frames. She's kind of my main frame, especially for Kuva Lich farming, which you'll see that I'm doing right now. Um, Basically, her whole goal, you put out Hall of Mirrors and then Eclipse, and she just shreds through everything. Uh, so She destroys murmurs like they're nothing. I tend to use my melee more, which I do use the Cronins, but the Ignis is also very good on her. I use the Ignis Wraith to be specific. Um, I'll kind of give you a quick glimpse of everything that I'm using later, but I wanted to show you that the build actually works pretty well. Um, if my Lich spawns, uh, I'll show you that too, but she shreds through the Lich. My Lich is only level 1, so it's not really that great of an indication of how good the build is for a Lich. But at level 5, she still shreds through the Lich like it's nothing. So basically, you're just destroying everything. I mean, you slice through the enemies like they're a hot knife through butter. So just keep your Hall of Mirrors up, keep your Eclipse up. They last for 60 seconds, and you don't really use anything else on her. You're just doing the murmurs. So you're not trying to, sit in a corner and use your ball of light. I'm just going to call it a disco ball. You're not going to use that. Most Mirages don't actually. Um, Basically, she's very weapon based. She relies on her weapons so much. Um, I I love melee in this game, so I tend to just use melee more than anything. But I, as you can see earlier and right now, the Ignis Wraith does just fine. It just destroys everything too. I mean, these enemies are 62, so it is just going through it. I also use the Axe Stilettos as my secondary. There's better weapons to use for your secondary if you like the secondary. Um, so you can use anything you think would be good on her. Basically, if you like a weapon, use it on her because it's just going to be amplified with her. So it doesn't hurt to use it. So basically, just pick weapons that you like. Um, you know, like I said, I use her for Kuva Lich farming mostly, but she can be really good in endgame stuff too. Which, yes, the Kuva Lich is endgame, but I mean, she's really good in the sorties. She can be really good in the arbitrations. She's good in just about everything if you build her right. So, as soon as I get out of this mission, I'll show you the build that I use. It's all about duration and power strength. Um, Basically, the power strength is going to amplify, I believe, the Eclipse's damage increase, as well as the damage your Hall of Mirrors does. So you want to max power strength as much as possible. You don't care about efficiency because honestly you use so little energy other than your initial setup. You're not going to be using energy a lot. So you use that, you're going to get it back just killing things in the 60 seconds. So you're not too worried about efficiency. You're not worried about range because I mean you don't use your ball of light, the disco ball. You don't use it. So you're not worried about that. So first, I'm going to go over her abilities. Hall of Mirrors, it creates projections of her. They actually distract the enemy, so the enemy will target the clones. It will target. They will target the clones. Yes, they'll still hit you. That's gonna happen, but they're going to go after the clones more than anything. So on top of that, they also, with my build, they last for 61 seconds, and their damage is 59%. And I also have the mod Hall of Malevolence that increases their damage by another 5%. So they're doing about 64% damage with the weapon I have equipped. So if I'm running the Ignis Wraith, I'm doing a lot of damage as is. They're also doing extra damage too. almost the same amount as me. So the build is fun, and I'll show you the mods after we go over the abilities. Sleight of hand, you don't really use this with this build. There are builds that do use this, but this build specifically will not. So Eclipse, standing in light, Mirage deals heavy damage, while the shadows make Mirage difficult to track and even harder to hurt. So basically, shadows essentially give her some sort of survivability, whereas light, she does more damage. So the damage increase in the light is 590%. The damage reduction in the shadow is 95%. So ideally, you want to be in light, but shadow doesn't hurt either. I mean, that's 95% damage reduction is insane. So this is one of the two abilities you want to keep up. Hall of Mirrors and Eclipse are your two abilities. Prism, you won't use. Don't even worry about it. So with that being said, let's go ahead and go on to the build. So I use Corrosive Projection for my aura slot. It's pretty much the go-to for most builds, especially damage builds. I mean, enemy armor reduced by 18%. That's kind of hard to pass up, especially if you're solo. So I also use an Exilis slot. And I know at this point most frames do, but they don't all. I use Power Drift in it, and I even have it formed. It's only a 3 forma build, so you could do this with 3 formas. I would prefer to do one more forma to change the vitality to Umbral Vitality, but that does require me to take out a polarity, and it just feels like a waste of a forma, even though I know it's not. So if you feel like you want to do that, go for it. No problem. I mean, it'll be a 4th forma. So you'll just take out the polarity or put an Umbral polarity in, and then you'll put Umbral Vitality in. And that will buff both Umbral Vitality to, I believe it's to 500% for Umbral Vitality at rank 9, because most of my mods are not rank 10 yet. As you can see, Blind Rage, Transient Fortitude, and Umbral Intensify, Narrow Minded, none of those are rank 10. I just don't have the Endo yet. I am slowly working on that, but with that being said, if you're going to use Umbral Intensify, I do suggest using Umbral Vitality, but like I said, you have to get rid of a polarity that I have here to make room for it. And really the only one to do that with is going to be Vitality. So you will have to do 4 to 5 formas. It should only be 4. I don't see why it would be 5, but then again, I mean, this takes away 6, 4. Actually, it would be 5. It would be 5 formas. So take your pick. You can forma to make the Hall of Malevolence polarity. What is it called? The Xenuric polarity. You can put that there, and just kind of switch forma, taking out Vitality, but you would still have to remove the Vitality forma. So, it's not the Vazarin polarity. You would have to remove that, but only one of them. So you would have to remove that polarity and add the Xenuric polarity. Personally, it's not absolutely needed, but it doesn't hurt to get an extra 10% on your Umbral Intensify. So do what you wish. I'll probably do it in the future, but right now I'm not worried about it. So I use Vitality. It gives you 440% health at rank 10. That's good. Like I said, Umbral Vitality would be better, but you have to switch some things around. I use Augur Message. It gives you 24% ability duration and 40% energy spent on abilities is converted to shields. You're not too worried about that part, but it does help a little bit because you do use energy, but you're only using energy every minute, so you're not too worried about that. You just want the duration. Then I use Narrow Minded. It's a 90% ability duration and 60% ability range at rank 9. So at rank 10, this is going to be higher. So it's definitely worth using. Um, I don't see a reason not to use this because you don't care about ability range. I mean, if you look, mine's 40%. My efficiency is 50%. My duration is 244%. And my strength is 295%. So you have a heavy focus on duration and strength. So next is Umbral Intensify. At rank 9, it's 40% ability strength and 10% Tau resistance. So if you have another Umbral mod, so which would be Umbral Vitality, it does increase it by 10%. So it'll make it worth it. But it's just, you have to choose to go through that. I mean, it's more forming. Like I said, it would be probably about 2 more formas. So that's up to you. Hall of Malevolence, Hall of Mirrors augment. The damage of your doppelgangers is increased by 5% every time you kill an enemy. So every single time you kill an enemy, you're getting plus 5% damage on your Hall of Mirrors. Those projections already do 59% damage. So you're just going to have tons of damage going. And this helps when you're going to kill a Kuva Lich. Or if you're doing the sorties and you have an assassination, just killing enemies around is going to make it easier to kill that one enemy. So next is Transient Fortitude. 50% ability strength and 25% ability duration at rank 9. Get it to rank 10. Like I said, you want to get all these things that I don't have at rank 10 to rank 10. But yes, you're losing a little bit of duration with Transient Fortitude, but you're gaining the strength. The strength is your main priority, but duration is very good. So duration is needed. It is absolutely needed. I believe you could switch out Transient Fortitude for, I think it was a mod I don't have. Oh shoot. Yeah, I don't remember what it was. So Transient Fortitude, ability strength, minus ability duration. It sucks to lose the duration, but it's so helpful to have the strength. Next is going to be Primed Continuity, plus 55% ability duration. That is really good. Like I said, you need the duration. Blind Rage, plus 90% ability strength, it's going to be higher rank 10, and minus 50% ability efficiency. That is also going to be higher rank 10. So, yeah, losing ability efficiency kind of sucks, but it's not a big enough deal to care. Like I said, you don't care on Mirage. That's just not a priority. So, ability strength is just really good. And I have it formatted for, actually some of these slots were just in here, but I have 2 deep polarities. The aura is a dash. I have 1 other dash. I have the Xenuric for my Exilis. And I have 3 Vs. So that's what you're going to want for this build. And then as for the Arcanes, I use Arcane Grace and Arcane Guardian. I just use that because I don't have a whole lot of survivability in the build. But you could switch out one of these. I would say probably Grace for Precision, if you're planning to use your pistols a lot. Arcane Precision, 100% chance for plus 300% damage to pistols for 18 seconds at rank 5. So Arcane Precision is really good. It's if you're going to use your pistols, definitely use it. But I use Grace. At rank 5 on health damage, 9% chance for plus 6% health regeneration per second for 9 seconds. That's really good. It's just extra survival. You already have a ton of damage, so the extra survival is just helpful. And then the other one I use is Arcane Guardian. Undamaged, so just getting hit, plus 15% chance for plus 900 armor for 20 seconds. So armor is extremely helpful. It's just a great way to survive, essentially. And like I said, I use these arcanes for survival. So, like I said, though, you could use precision. That's perfectly fine, but you want to be using your pistols if you're using precision. So that's your secondary weapon. Like I said, I suggest Axolotls. Axomati is actually very good as well. So I'll just go over some weapons that I think are good with Mirage real quick. So for a primary, I like the Ignis Wraith, but you could also use Corinth Prime. You could use the Soma, the Stradivar, um, and the best choice is going to be the Kuva Brahma. My Kuva Brahma has bad rolls, so I'm not using it. I need to get a better one. But the Kuva Brahma is going to be insane. If you can get a good Kuva comb, that is also going to be extremely good. So those are probably your best primaries. Right now, I use the Ignis Wraith. Uh, just a quick look at my build. Um, so it's it's a fun build. It is primarily it it's about damage. It's about status. It's kind of a mix of everything, and it works pretty well. Uh, let's see, but it did take 6 formas. It takes 6 formas. So if you're not prepared to do that, I would pick a different weapon. Pick something you like though. You want to be having fun with this frame. And as for your secondary, Axomati, Axtiletto, um, Akjagara is actually really good too. The Piranha Prime or the Kuva Brock. Those are all good weapons on her. But if I had to pick just two, I would say Piranha Prime or Axomati would be your best two. I haven't worked on my Axomati yet, so that's why I'm not using it. I use the Axolotls right now. I like the Axomati a bit better because it has more ammo, and it feels better. It feels like a better weapon overall. It may not be, but it feels like it is. So that's my preference. You can use whatever, like I said. And then for my melee, I use the Cronin Prime. That is my go-to for most melee right now because the Cronin Prime is just so good. It is so fun, such a good weapon. But you could also use the Kuva Shield Egg. I actually have a pretty good one, so I'll just show you that build real quick. So it's Fury, Berserker, Reach, Organ Shatter, Volcanic Edge, Focus Energy, Condition Overload, Berserker, and I actually had Electric on it, so I put Fire on it, making it Radiation. That's what the Volcanic Edge is for. Blood Rush. It's just, it's all super good. I mean, you can build it kind of however you want, and it'll still be really good. The Shield Egg is just a great weapon. Um, but I do absolutely 100% prefer the Cronin. So my Cronin build is is gonna have Viral on it, so that would be the Virulent Scourge and the Vicious Frost. Um, and then the rest is pretty standard. It does have Primed Reach, it has Organ Shatter, Blood Rush, Berserker, Condition Overload, Drifting Contact, and I'm using Sovereign Outcast for the Tonfas. So overall, I mean, the weapons you use are up to you. You're going to enjoy this frame if you use the weapons you like. But Mirage is a fantastic warframe, and I do highly suggest playing her. Um, and I suggest this with every single warframe you use. It is the Smita Kavat. Use the Smita Kavat. Mine's not even done, and it helps you get resources. Just use the Smita. I mean, I can't stress it enough. If you're resource farming, you're gonna wish you had a Smita. So get the Smita Kavat when you can. It does take a lot of formas to make it really good. Right now, mine's just okay at 3 formas. So I don't even have Bite on here, and Bite is a very important mod for animal companions. I mean, 330% crit chance and 220% crit damage. So that is my Mirage build. I hope you guys liked it. I hope this helped you build a better Mirage. Um, and I hope you guys enjoy just destroying your Lich. I have tons of fun just killing my Lich with Mirage. So If you guys like this video, hit that like button. If you guys want to see more content like this, hit that subscribe button. I will be doing more Warframe builds and resource farms. I will also be doing Fallout 76 resource farms soon, and I might sneak in some builds eventually on Fallout 76. So if you want to see any of that, make sure to subscribe and let me know what you thought in the comments below. I'll try to get this on Overframe and put it in the in the description as well. So I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.
I work hard every day, yeah, yeah, yeah.